Hello, it's me, it's Recky. Welcome back for another military reaction. U.S. military reaction. I love doing this, and if you do enjoy watching, I want you to smack the like, and of course hit that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. We're going to take a look at the V-22 Osprey. It's an incredible aircraft that can do it all according to U.S. military news. If you want to check out U.S. military news or this video we're going to watch, you find both links in the description. Go there and give them the support that they so much deserve. Before you watch the video, I would like to thank the channel members and the patrons. Thank you so much for the incredible support. A big shout out to the Supreme Tier donators over by Patreon and channel membership. Thank you. We have personal shout-outs to the ultimate supporters, Deja, Walt, Roni, Dwayne, Tammy, Kevin, and Dana. Thank you so much. That list is getting big. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, the weird-looking Osprey.
Meet the V-22 Osprey tilt-rotor military aircraft.
I say Osprey. It's Osprey, for Christ's sake.
The U.S. military services have now received more than 400 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft, a milestone that speaks to the multi-year operational effectiveness of the well-known aircraft.
Whoa.
The Osprey has supported land and maritime combat and land war for many years since its arrival more than 14 years ago. Its mission success has inspired the Pentagon to continually upgrade the aircraft for service as far as into the 2050s and beyond. The longevity and expected service life of the Osprey has, for many years, been supported by a wide range of sustainment and modernization efforts, including aerial refueling and advanced digital networking. The military services who operate the Osprey have, over the years, added a digital interoperability technology to network the aircraft, its crews, and other air and ground nodes to transmit combat-crucial real-time intelligence information. Due to its tilt-rotor configuration, the Osprey can hover in helicopter mode for close-in surveillance and vertical landings for things like delivering forces, equipment, and supplies, all while being able to transition into airplane mode and hit fixed-wing aircraft speeds.
And that's what I'm talking about. It can go from being a helicopter to an airplane within the matter of seconds. One thing, I'm hoping that he actually tells us, or at least me, if they can go from being a helicopter in mid-air to being an airplane in mid-air. I don't think so. We're gonna find out. And I have a cat here, and she decides when she want to come to me. So.
The Pentagon concept with future Osprey variants is to build upon the lift, speed, and versatility of the aircraft's tilt-rotor technology and give the platform more performance characteristics in the future. The Osprey is, among other things, known for its ability to reach speeds more than 275 knots and achieve a much greater combat radius than conventional rotorcraft. Upgrades to the Osprey better facilitate an Osprey-centric tactic known as mounted vertical maneuver, wherein the tilt-rotor uses its airplane speeds, helicopter hover, and maneuver technology to transport weapons such as mobile mortars and light vehicles, supplies, and Marines behind enemy lines for a range of combat missions, including surprise attacks. In a manner foreboding of the F-35 Lightning to come, the Osprey was eventually developed way behind schedule and massively over budget. Originally in 1986, $2.5 billion were allocated to its development. 2 years later, that ballooned to $30 billion in 1988. By 2008, $27 billion had been spent, and another $27.2 billion was required for planned production numbers.
But I've seen the Osprey actually being used in civilian matters too.
Between 2008 and 2011, the V-22's estimated lifetime cost grew by 61%, mostly for maintenance and support. The V-22's production costs are considerably greater than for helicopters with equivalent capability, specifically about twice as great as for the CH-53E. which has a greater payload and an ability to carry heavy equipment the V-22 cannot, Michael E. O'Hanlon, a senior fellow at the Brookings Institute, wrote. An Osprey unit would cost around $60 million to produce. Still in 2005, the Pentagon approved full-scale production, making the V-22 the first tilt-rotor aircraft to ever enter production. Now the Pentagon has announced that V-22 production will soon end. The V-22 Osprey is powered by two 6,150 horsepower Rolls-Royce T406 AD 400 turboshaft engines.
Holy crap, that was a long engine name.
Which drive 11.6 meter three-blade rotors on a 13.97 meter wingspan. The aircraft's maximum short takeoff gross weight is 60,500 pounds, and it can fly at more than 275 knots, carrying up to 24 troops or an internal payload of 20,000 pounds. The V-22 is equipped with a glass cockpit, which incorporates 4 multi-function displays and 1 shared central display unit. To display various images, including digimaps, imagery from the turreted forward-looking infrared system, the V-22 has triple redundant fly-by-wire flight control systems. These have computerized damage control to automatically isolate damaged areas. The V-22 Osprey is an aircraft, not a helicopter. Its pilots are trained to operate.
Oh, that makes sense, though. It's an aircraft. It's not a helicopter, but it can be used as a helicopter, which is kind of insane.
Operate in a helicopter environment, and thus it's better suited to operate in such circumstances. However, the current version of the aircraft has limited maneuverability and does not have an integrated defensive weapon. To counter this, Osprey was retrofitted with the Interim Defensive Weapons System belly turret, which houses a 3-barrel 7.62mm GAU-17 minigun.
I like it.
Today, the V-22 is being used by the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Marine Corps, and Japan's self-defense forces. The V-22 Osprey has been continuously deployed since entering service in 2007, and in March 2021, the fleet surpassed the 600,000 flight-hour milestone. There's no other aircraft in the world capable of matching the unique capabilities of the Osprey, said Kurt Fuller, Bell V-22 Vice President and Bell Boeing Program Director. The 600,000 flight hours represent countless tactical, logistical, and humanitarian assistance missions, and the dedication of the men and women who maintain and operate the aircraft every day to keep it an advanced aircraft. Improve maintainability of V-22. Bell has completed the first nacelle improvements modifications on an Air Force CV-22 Osprey, part of an ongoing upgrade effort to...
I didn't know that I knew that they could change from being in a helicopter to or I'm going to say it, going from a helicopter stance to an aircraft stance. I knew that, but I didn't know the flexibility of it. It could go from being aircraft personnel carrier. It could go to cargo. It can go lifting up like vehicles and extremely versatile aircraft.
Make the tilt rotor easier and less costly to operate and keep it relevant for another 30 years. About 60% of all maintenance performed on a V-22 occurs in the nacelles, which house critical power components to the V-22's vertical takeoff and landing capabilities and transition to forward flight. The capabilities of the V-22 today are unmatched, said Shane Openshaw, V-22 Deputy Director and Boeing Vice President. These nacelle upgrades help ensure the Osprey remains a highly capable and reliable aircraft, supporting our customers' missions for many years to come.
Whoa.
400-knot V-22 Osprey? In a statement, Bell Textron revealed plans for a new family of high-speed vertical takeoff and landing design concepts. In addition, company promotional material showed 3 similar airframes flying with what appeared to be foldable rotor blades that would offer a more aerodynamic profile and therefore offer potentially more significant range and airspeed. Exact details on the design concept are scarce. However, Bell outlined the platform's goals, listing off several bullet-pointed characteristics including jet-like cruise speeds of more than 400 knots, low hover downwash, and scalability to fit a range of missions, including
Oh.
unmanned personnel recovery.
Oh, no. They can have different sizes of it for different purposes. Wow, this looks amazing.
And an aircraft weight range from 4,000 to 100,000 pounds. Bell's research into tilt-rotor aircraft stretches back over 60 years. In the mid-1960s, Bell built the X-22, a one-off four-rotor tilt-rotor design made to improve insight into tilt-rotor designs. About a decade later, Bell developed its own Bell XV-15. The small tilt-rotor served as a proof-of-concept prototype and never entered serial production, though the design contributed to the newer and larger V-22 Osprey. Variants. CV-22B, U.S. Air Force variant for the U.S. Special Operations Command. It conducts long-range special operations missions and is equipped with extra-wing fuel tanks. The fuel capacity is increased by 588 gallons with 2 inboard wing tanks. 3 auxiliary tanks can also be added to the cabin. The CV-22 replaced the MH-53 Pave Low. MV-22B, U.S. Marine Corps variant.
Whoa.
The Marine Corps is the lead service in the V-22's development. The Marine Corps variant is an assault transport for troops, equipment, and supplies, capable of operating from ships or expeditionary airfields ashore. It replaced the Marine Corps CH-46E and CH-53D fleets. CMV-22B, U.S. Navy variant for the carrier onboard delivery role. Similar to the MV-22B, but includes an extended range fuel system, a high-frequency radio, and public address system.
Oh, wow, I love this. Well, first of all, let's see here. Let's change. First of all, this freaking cat. She loves being with me when I'm sitting here, so why not let her? Um, the most versatile aircraft ever, and I might be actually wrong with saying that it's used in civilian situations, or I'm thinking about like search and rescue. I might be wrong now because I'm gonna withdraw that. But if you know that no, Recky, it's not used by civilians or civilian like search and rescue, let me know in the chat. Or maybe it actually is, because I really don't know. I think I've seen it. Might be just being a movie. I love everything about this aircraft. It's something that is not being used here in Sweden, even though it should be. I think I'm going to talk to the Swedish Armed Forces, like say, hey, we need this one. Why? Because it's insanely cool and it looks amazing. No, I'm not going to move you. One thing I want to say about it is that I didn't get any information about whether it could change in midair from going from helicopter mode to airplane. I don't think it could, because it would probably crash down and burn. So many questions. If you can answer them, help me out in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this, smack the like, and of course hit that subscribe. And I'm Recky. You stay safe.